Hey there, Geekscapists. Welcome to Geekscape 700. This is the 700th episode of, I think I just want to call it traditional Geekscape. If you guys are listening on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, you are watching the video feed and you're like, oh, Geekscape episode 700. I should go back in continuity. You don't have to go back in continuity. I'm Jonathan London, your host. I've been hosting the show since, I think, early 2006, podcasting since 2005. And this is Geekscape. I like to sit down with my friends and talk movies, video games, comic books, TV, pop culture. And you found us at a good time. San Diego Comic-Con is this week. The Geekscape booth will be there. Matt Kelly's running it. I'll be there preview night with some cool announcements. And we are part of a indie creator scavenger hunt this year. So you're definitely going to want to drop by the Geekscape booth and say hi and be a part of that scavenger hunt. It runs through all these different indie creators booths, and that's booth 1632 if you're in San Diego. Booth 1632. Drop by and say I want to be a part of the scavenger hunt, and then you got to run around while your time at San Diego Comic-Con and collect free stuff. We have some free stuff. The other indie booths have free stuff. You gather all the free stuff that check off the scavenger hunt. You come back and you get a bigger prize for having completed it. So it's going to be fun. San Diego is going to be great. I just can't be there the whole time because Baby Watch 2024. We are definitely in the window for Baby London coming, but that did not keep us from giving you guys a ton of Geekscapes recently. As I said, I'm Jonathan London. We make movies. I like to make comics. I've written video games. I just love pop culture. My first real paying job was in a comic book store, and I feel like I've been doing that job ever since, celebrating pop culture, sharing it with you guys. Sometimes every now and then on Geekscape I like to sit down with a creator. Maybe they're actors, maybe they're writers, directors, maybe they're in the video game world, or maybe voiceover actors, and we talk about pop culture stories. This is Geekscape 700, and what's great about this is I get to just sit with my friends and we're just gonna wing it, talk about some recent stuff. Maybe it's the Acolyte. Yeah, we already started before we started recording, talking a little Acolyte. Maybe we're looking forward to Deadpool Wolverine. Maybe we've got some video game talk coming up, and maybe we're going to talk some more comic books. If you love the Acolyte, go back 2 episodes or 3 episodes. One of the Acolyte actresses was on the show, Amy Sang. If you like comic books, Jim Kruger was like 2 episodes ago on the Geekscape feed, episode 699, and he was awesome, talking about Jack Kirby and all sorts of stuff, a little bit of filmmaking talk. And if you guys just like the whole kit and caboodle of pop culture like I do, every single bit of it, then you're in the right place for episode 700, because we're going to be talking all sorts of stuff. We've got Shane here, Matt Kelly, we got Christian Blatt from the Blattcast and Marvel Movie Talk. We got Josh Jackson from our video game shows. He's going to be on here dropping opinions. And our good friend DJ Woodbridge is here. He's got a comic book that's being kickstarted right now that we're going to talk about. And of course, he's going to throw in some opinions, because that's what we do here on Geekscape. So let's get started and let's blast off for Geekscape 700. All right, Geekscapists, we got a lot of geek to cover, so let's get to it. It's a big week. The private chat is distracting, but they can keep it going. We got several correspondents here on Geekscape today to talk to you about movies, video games, comic books. Big week, San Diego Comic-Con, and the release of Deadpool Wolverine. I'm sure there's tons of stuff that I don't even know is out there in the geek sphere. But let's start here at home base with the Geekscape crew going down to booth 1632. I got to get used to saying that. Booth 1632. And who's running the ship down there? Mr. Matt Kelly.
Hey, it's me, Matt Kelly.
Hey, buddy, what are you doing in my kid's nursery?
Oh, this is my crib.
Matt Kelly, are you like on the other side of that wall?
Basically, yeah. I know.
Yeah, he is. He is. But we didn't want
After
him
an
back.
hour of testing, this was the best option.
Matt is at my place. He arrived. We went and picked him up, and now he's ready to go and run the booth for us at San Diego Comic-Con. We're excited. Joining him is going to be Shane, our good buddy in Alaska. He hops on a plane Tuesday to come down and help Matt out with everything. Joining him later that week, it will be Christian Blatt from Marvel Movie Talk and the Blattcast down there. Careful, dude. You got an Ed 209 behind you, so you may want to find the nearest stairwell and like.
Oh
get
no,
away from
he's programmed to follow my voice commands. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that never messes up.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
And of course, we can't have San Diego Comic Con without this next person. And we can't have him rooming with Shane. With that, oh Jesus Christ! I got 5 minutes into the show, and we're already talking about water sports. Okay, Josh.
I already got my poncho ready to go.
Josh, are you joining us at San Diego? I mean, I'm not gonna, but are you joining the Geekscape squad at San Diego Comic Con this year? Or are you just afraid Shane's gonna try and pee on you in the middle of the night again?
Probably just Saturday, but yeah, I'll come prepared this time.
Okay, you brought a poncho like you're at a Gallagher show. You're ready to go.
Yeah. Just avoid the splash zone. I think I'll be okay.
Right.
But hey, at least it didn't leave a smell, so I was hydrated.
Okay. Okay. To explain, we need the newcomer, right? Like whenever they have a long-standing series, they always like every season or so have to introduce like a new cast member to be like, what the hell is going on? The voice of the audience, right? They have to be the person who's like, oh, the jumping on point. Who's the layman here? That would be DJ Woodbridge, who's like, oh, you guys do that shit down at Comic Con?
Scrappy do of your ensemble, apparently.
So
Kazoo, but yeah.
Who wants to explain to DJ? What just happened? What are we talking about here? Because when we got
really proud of Shane for being sober for as long as he has been, but that wasn't always the case at San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, listen, whatever y'all are into, man. I'm not in a position to judge,
Yeah.
You
Tell you
ever
what,
hunted-
free drinks and some Z-Quil. You do some like
different strokes.
sleepwalking. Yeah.
Was that the same summer that Shane thought his life was over because that one girl back in Alaska was claiming she was pregnant, and it turned out to be one of any of 30 guys that were up there?
Yeah. I'm in the hotel bawling my eyes out. I'm like, okay, I got to get married to this chick that's like whatever, and I'm trying to I need Matt for emotional support, and he's like, dude, WrestleMania's on.
Yeah, Derek and I were in the car headed down to San Diego that year, 2016. And Matt took the train, and that meant that he had to be the shoulder that you were crying on because you had gotten news that somebody in your DJing scene, which, everybody's pretty clean and sober on that scene, so nobody's drugged out and making things
I didn't catch anything, so shots at me.
And then suddenly you're getting a text that, I'm pregnant, I think it's yours. And you...
No, not... She was 1,000% sure it was mine, because she went to a psychic.
Shane, we're getting a story episode at that point.
Yeah, I was going to say Shane's actually recounting my favorite season of Northern Exposure. I love that.
I wish I could say that I was a really good friend and a good shoulder for Shane, but instead I said, let's go get some Panda Express while you work through this. And then we waited in the lobby. The only thing that we could do is sit at the bar in the hotel because John and Derek were in such thick traffic. And Shane's drinking his sorrows away, and I'm trying to figure out if there's any way I can get the USA Network to watch the WWE draft.
Matt's doing anything. Matt's doing
everything
everything he can to not have to deal with the situation. I'm getting texts from Matt. Derek and I are getting texts from Matt on the 5 that's like, hey man, how far out are you guys? How far out? Texts from Shane that are like, my life's over, man. My life's over. It turns out, folks, Shane is not the father, and that's good. I'm going to be a dad. I'm very happy to be a dad. But man, if I was sucker punched like that, that would have been a very stressful SDCC. But it was also very stressful for our friend Josh because Shane, thinking that his life was going to change, he was drinking.
For the record, this was a different year.
It was that you almost peed on Josh in the middle of the night. You almost slept, pissed on Josh.
Yeah,
just lose track of what year's what incident.
Because
No.
we were at the Westin on Baby Daddy year, but the piss year was at the Hyatt. So
And I thought that we all woke up in the middle of the night thinking that like a pipe had burst or something. Because over by the window, I was like, so is it raining? Somebody leave part of the window open? Suddenly from the window area where like Josh had gotten himself a little piece of the floor, we just start hearing liquid hitting the floor. Welcome to Geekscape, everybody. We just started hearing this stuff, and it was Shane thinking he was in the restroom and he was not.
yeah, I slept walk. Like free drinks all day. Go home like, all right, got to pound some Z-Quil, go to sleep. And apparently that's like Ambien. I was just walking around pissing. At least I wasn't shitting, but shouts out Josh.
And who knows what would have happened if I didn't wake you up?
I don't remember waking up. I just woke up the next morning and everyone's like, why'd you piss on Josh? I'm like, what the fuck happened?
So
wasn't it?
Jackknife. Wait, Matt. Jackknife is in the comments. He said, "I heard a rumor that this is the final episode." Hey, wishful thinking. He says, "Whatever you don't sit together." Somebody says, "Shane sucks."
Well, that's Logan. Shouts out.
That's Logan. Logan, jury's still out. But Josh rules. Jury's not out on that one.
Hey.
Josh rules.
What is this?
Jackknife says, "Is this the Geekscape Boys Club episode 2? It might as well be." And then somebody says, "I take it back. Shane rules too." Thank you, Logan. And then Abe Duenas in South Carolina says, "Send a message that came in mid-sentence about somebody is peeing on someone else. What kind of show is this?" Well, it's the kind you usually pay for on your OnlyFans, Abe. So welcome. This one's free.
So
there's a freebie for you, Abe.
Just to get all of the classic Geekscape San Diego Comic-Con stories all in at the same time.
TJ's just gonna bow out.
Was it the almost peed on Josh year, or was it the life is like changing sad stupor year where I had to pretend to be asleep while someone tried to beat up Derek?
No, that was 2016.
That was pregnant
was
year.
The Westin.
That was pregnant year. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that person who threatened to beat up Derek, who's the most peaceful of us because he's Canadian, that person actually left a comment on our Acolyte episode and said hello and wanted to be part of the Star Wars conversation. I was like, oh, good. I haven't heard from this person in quite a few years. Kind of around the time that they wanted to beat up Derek for reasons of, I guess, just Derek being Derek. But that was really weird to come home and have to diffuse a situation where like there's suddenly violence between Geekscapists. Like that was crazy.
Yeah. They were going through it. Like credit.
They were going through it.
They were going through it.
My favorite moment of that entire thing was laying on the floor, faking being asleep, and at one point during the argument, hearing Derek say, "Keep it down. You're going to wake up, Matt."
It's like the most polite argument.
Somebody was like, "Why are you looking at me like that? We're gonna fight." And Derek's like, "Can I just sleep instead?" I took him into the hallway. I had to take somebody. First time in Geekscape ever, because usually sometimes when things like escalate a little bit with Geekscape between people, there's some friction. I just pick the one I like most, and that's the one we keep, right? Like, hey, listen, it's time to like move along. Write you a really nice recommendation letter. And then this was one where I was like, we went to the hallway, and I was like, dude, why am I doing this at 3 a.m.? This makes no sense. Like, why is this happening? DJ, you've been down to Comic-Con. Any interest in sharing a room with these folks?
You know what, man? I think I'm good. I think I ended up for similar concerns as yours, Jonathan. I'm not going this year, and I think it's for the best. I think it's for the best, but you'll have fun.
Matt, just keying you in that DJ is also an expectant father, and his window of delivery is shortly after mine.
Yeah, I think by law, I think our kids are destined to like fight or something. And if you know what I mean, I think that's how that works.
But you can do that if that's the kind of kid you want to raise. It's fine.
I don't know. I don't know the rules yet.
Well, the rules are they have to come to Comic-Con and threaten to beat up Derek, the Canadian.
There can only be one or something.
Who is completely peaceful.
Yeah.
Maybe Derek's not going to be here this year. Christian, any chance that you want to be in a hotel blood sport?
No, I was actually listening to all this, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that I, went on Travelocity and I booked my own hotel in Carlsbad. I'll drive the half hour. I don't care.
Carlsbad.
Yeah. Well, it's by Legoland, so. I feel even better about my decision than when I did
you're taking the kids, man. It sounds like you're going to Legoland with the kids.
No. I'm not taking.
You just want to stay in Carlsbad, which is a
That's
pain
just
in the
where
butt.
it's where I could afford. So I can't stay in San Diego proper, and I'm not coming down.
You
till
split
Saturday.
the room with Shane.
I mean, it sounds as enticing as it sounds over the last 15 minutes. I'm good. Nothing about Shane. I just don't want to share a room with any of you. That's really what it is. It's not just Shane.
Hey,
I just
the worst that I'm going to do is
they got free
sleeping
drinks
if
at
someone
Shane.
tries to
What are you
fight
talking
you.
about?
Yeah, look, the idea that Matt's going to pretend to be asleep when somebody's kicking my ass is not going to really make me feel any better. So
It's the most NIMBY thing ever. Like, you know what? Just gonna let that happen.
Yeah, we'll use Zach from $2 late fee. He's coming down from our show.
Zach
$2 late
Schaefer,
fee.
yeah.
Zach Schaefer
but
and Yellow will be there one
They're
night.
leaving on Friday.
Good. They can
Yeah.
fight on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I'm not coming down until Saturday because, as the expectant fathers will come to realize, the fact that my son's 9th birthday is on Friday, there's no explanation where I can be like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss it, bro," because I'm gonna go down to Comic-Con and hang out.
That's the most deadbeat dad thing. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go buy some comic books. Fuck you,
There's
kid.
gotta be
Later.
some dads who've done that, who've been like,
listen, I
sidestepped.
gotta go pick up a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
He comes back with a short box and like a collectible. Remember when DMC was sharing the booth with us? DMC of Run DMC, and he had those handler dudes that like his posse that were like part of it, and they kept trying to get exhibitor badges from us, but then they would tell, and not to put them on blast, DMC. I talked to him last summer, and he's super cool, but we did get a request from Comic-Con that was like, hey, do you guys want to purchase more exhibitor badges? Keep in mind the exhibitor badges to purchase the additional ones are like $600, $700 or something crazy. I'm sure like Marvel and like Sony and Nickelodeon are like cool with it. They're like, oh, sure, Viacom can pay for it. But Geekscape probably can't pay for it. And suddenly it's like, hey, some people wanted to buy some additional badges from your booth. And I'm like, no, do not okay that. Do not ever okay that. We're good. No, I'm sorry. They definitely had badges. They just, I think, wanted to get exhibitor badges to get on the floor early. And what did they buy, Matthew, when they came in early with that?
Oh, they bought nothing, John. They got free exclusives usually.
Oh, they didn't actually buy anything. You're right. They were name dropping.
Yeah.
And they'd come back to the booth with like the Macho Man Slim Jim edition Hasbro toy.
I don't want to tell stories out of school here, but what I'll say is that DMC's handlers would come by the Geekscape booth, ask to borrow DMC for a little bit. DMC would be gone for like 10 minutes. They'd come back with some sold out exclusives that no one could get. And when you would go on that particular company's Instagram, there'd be a photo of DMC hanging out with all the people working the San Diego Comic-Con table. And I just drew my own conclusions from that, but I'm pretty sure they didn't pay for anything.
I also remember
players hate the game, you know?
Yeah, no, that's a move.
He's like, hey, I need to source some stuff under the table if that's cool. And we're like, it's becoming increasingly less cool every day.
So what you guys are saying is that I should drive down with DJ Jazzy Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect. I'll make sure I bring
you will get way more cool stuff if you come with DJ Jazzy Jeff than any person on this call.
The danger with friends who come by and want to do the thing where they're like, hey, you have a booth, can I store this for a bit, is we do giveaways. We do giveaways a lot, because throughout the year, and DJ, you know that.
Wrong thing.
You get like free stuff throughout the year. And Matt just saw the box that is going down to San Diego with me on Tuesday. And it's a lot of the stuff I've gotten throughout the year, and a lot of it's really cool stuff, but I don't have room for it. And you know this, DJ, because you're making over your place for a baby, and it's time to get rid of a lot of this stuff. So Geekscapes, you get to profit off of that if you come by the booth. But yeah,
I remember one year we had the giveaway.
Some really nice stuff that friends go and they're like, hey, can I store this? And then maybe I step away. Somebody doesn't know that's been held for somebody, or somebody's holding it for it. It just disappears.
We definitely gave away someone's posters that they bought before, having no clue. So
yeah, they're Mondos and so that.
It was Derek's, wasn't it?
No, it was someone else. No, it wasn't Derek. It was someone else.
I remember one year we had the giveaway box, and I was signing everything as if I was the author. So I gave a dog whisperer book away, and I wrote "To my biggest fan," and then signed it with a paw print. And I'm like, here you go, it's signed.
Yeah, we make enemies too. Like why are we moving? Why did we move the booth, Matt?
John, I wouldn't say we made enemies. I would say John made enemies.
Some of us more than others.
Yeah, we maybe.
I'm just trying to bring attention to our booth.
Yeah, maybe having a live mic at our table wasn't the smartest move.
No, it was because we are a small company. We're an indie company, and suddenly we're surrounded by a bunch of studios and people who've moved into that aisle. Granted, we should have moved out of the aisle years ago and joined our friends with Trauma and Mega 64. Those guys, when they migrated away from our aisle, we should have migrated with them to the place that we are now, booth 1632. But we should have made our way to that floor 5 years ago. We didn't. And instead, we just start seeing everything near us become a skyscraper with massive sound. Not that you can't hear Nickelodeon 2 aisles away anyway, or Sony, or any of these other aisles. And so I brought a microphone down last year and a speaker, and I ran a commentary on people walking past and maybe some of our neighbors from corporate backing. And they did not appreciate the heckling at all.
Well, John, look, some of us don't forget. And I believe the line that really did it for us was that we were across from Yu-Gi-Oh! And you said to the line of people waiting in Yu-Gi-Oh! To get Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, Yu-Gi-Oh! For when your family's too poor to buy Pokemon cards.
I didn't say that. I would not say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did not. I was not gonna. I would never make fun of somebody's economic standing. That's fucked up. I wouldn't do that. Be like, oh, you're sorry, you're poor. No, I said it's short for Yu-Gi-Oh! No, I wanted Pokemon.
Either way, we are outside of their business. You saying this? Well, John is outside of their business saying this to the people in line, and then next thing we know, we're being told to unplug. It sounds like the poor but very sweet security woman who had to come and talk to John on 3 different occasions that day.
And they sent that kid who was like an ex Pittsburgh Steeler linebacker.
Yeah.
the guy who was playing security came over, and I was like, "What the fuck is that big ass dude here for? Like, do you guys tell people to turn off their microphones?" And like some of these nerds at Comic-Con are like, "No, you're gonna have to make me." Like they sent a big kid over, and I was like, "I don't want any trouble, man." And then I got him laughing, so I was like, "Oh, there's no trouble. Can you go beat up the Yu-Gi-Oh people for us now?"
I just remember that the news of that incident got out. I went over to talk to Mega 64, and they go, "Hey, I heard you got in trouble with security. What happened?"
I'll see you soon, Mega 64, because you're our neighbors again. Can't wait to see you. Derek reminds us of another time that we were exhibiting, but this is at LA Comic-Con, and that is, you ready for this, Shane?
Yes, Katara. Yes. It's one of the greatest things ever. Oh my God!
Explain this one. When we were exhibiting at LA Comic-Con.
So it was a booth that was like kitty corner to us, and it was a CGI like Greco-Roman indie movie. There was a Minotaur in it, and they were just playing like the same sizzle reel over and over again. And the characters had the most like generic video game walk cycle. They're just
it was like Uncanny Valley kind of movements.
Yeah. And they had like a stack of Captera stickers that nobody was taking. So at the end,
you're not supposed to give out stickers. That's one thing that they've told us as exhibitors. Like, we don't want stickers, because stickers they'll just put on everything. They'll end up, they'll put them on the walls, and like they'll end up vandalizing the convention center with them, or the city. And you're not allowed to give out stickers.
I took a bunch of them and put them in places. I didn't adhere them.
Exactly why.
I didn't adhere them. Like I left the backing on, but we went to a restaurant nearby, and I went to the bathroom and I put it in the sprinkler head, a little Captera sticker up there. Oh man.
Why'd the building burn down? Hey, I don't know. The sprinklers didn't work.
John, I feel like I have a memory. This was well before we even really knew each other.
I'm sorry, DJ. We're not going to talk about your Kickstarter.
The first Geekscape trip to Comic-Con, what was that group that you befriended out on the steps?
Oh, the Gaians.
The Gaians. Yeah.
Gaians. That was 2007.
Yeah.
2007. We're doing a live Geekscape outside, and there
Yeah.
were about 200 kids dressed as like witches or something on the steps. And I asked them if I could be part of their clan, the Gaians, and they invited me over. I joined. I've never seen them again, but that summer I was one of many. Derek says Shane is why stickers aren't allowed, and then Logan says Geekscape has Crash Bandicoot energy, just out there trash talking outside of business. Yeah. I'm trying to run my business.
I mean, credit where credit is due for that Gaian. There's a photo of you like arm in the air shouting with like 4 dozen. Yeah, and that became a image macro, like one of the like proto memes. Like that.
You speaking like, human? What is it?
it's like one of like the first like image macro memes. Like photo and then like text. Like back in the day, and that was all over 4chan and shit. So
are you serious? Me with my fist up, like dude, with Gaians around me, a bunch of kids dressed like little wizards.
Yeah, it's like Gaians, like don't make enemies, or it was something.
And it was me in the middle of a bunch of kids. I didn't know that I was part of 4chan. That's probably the only time I was part of 4chan.
Yeah,
other than Konami putting out a hit on me. Don't go to 4chan during the show, man. Nobody wants that illegal shit.
Yeah,
you're gonna buy something.
Way to be on 4chan is to not know you're on 4chan, really.
Yeah, I'm glad that I went literally the 18, 17 years since then, not knowing I was ever part of 4chan. So thank you, Shane, for
welcome.
Thank you for not telling me ahead of time. Like that's crazy. Oh, thank God. Like my FBI file is probably pretty long.
Man, what if that picture showed up in one of the many documentaries about the Chan website? It's like that came out in the last year. They're just going through examples of the early days, and then there's just John surrounded by a bunch of kids.
Look at these losers. Look at these dorks.
Hey, check out these not so proud boys.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
Someone's got a Kickstarter here.
Yeah. No, listen, let's let DJ talk a bit about it. Geekscapes. DJ has a Kickstarter going on right now. DJ, how long is this Kickstarter going on for?
Where are we at right now? If you go to hellbentcomicbook.com, you can check it out as we speak. I mean, you're enjoying a lot of programming, but put that in your back pocket for later. We are entering in our 4th week. We got 11 days to go as of right now. I believe we are only 8 backers away from reaching our first stretch goal. But yeah, so you guys are talking about Comic-Con, and of course the foundation of that whole event is comics, and this is the culmination of a 3-volume series I've been doing on Kickstarter. This is Hellbent the Complete Collection. If you're into supernatural thrillers like Sandman or Preacher or Something is Killing the Children, you're gonna love Hellbent. I don't think I've been on the show a couple times now. I don't think I've talked about Hellbent. I don't think I've been
not
on
at all, dude.
Man. Yeah, so
it's got 11 days left. As if you're watching this live, you got 11 days left, and you're over the original goal, but you've still got a couple stretches.
Yeah, we've reached our initial funding goal, so it's happening. You're gonna get it. It's going to be over 170 pages, and that's going to include all 3 volumes. That's going to include a cover gallery. That's going to include concept art. That's going to include brand new stories. So if you've checked out previous campaigns, there's new stuff in this one. With this crowd, since I haven't talked about it before, I'm going to assume it's mostly new for this group, which means perfect. You get the whole saga all in one go, one softcover collection that it's going to include all of it. And I'm pretty proud of it. I think we did a really good job on it. And as we're putting together the complete edition, I think it's pretty gosh dang cool. Hellbentcomicbook.com.
I thought I like clicked on something wrong.
No, everybody dead silence. But no,
sorry. Keep going.
If you're all wondering why I'm here, thankfully I reached out to Jonathan and I was like, hey, I got this going on. Wanted to see if I could stop by and shout it out to some people. And he was gracious enough to have me on with his 700th episode. That's incredible, you guys. That's really cool. But yeah, so there you go.
I'm joking, but yeah, no, it's cool to have the 700th episode. I'm just I'm pausing Geekscape because you're watching this on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. I'm actually showing a bit of the Hellbent comic Kickstarter right here. Sorry, audio listeners, that you don't get to do that, but you can go to Kickstarter
Yeah, you can
and
go
find this.
Yeah,
What's
you
the
can go-
best URL?
hellbentcomicbook.com is
Hellbent Comic Book.
hellbentcomicbook.com. Make sure to include the book in there. If you go to just hellbentcomic.com, that's not going to get you there. hellbentcomicbook.com. And
The art looks great.
the stretch goal we're working on is a short story featuring one of our main characters, Nick, who has this flaming angelic sword, and artist Rye Hickman, who's an incredible artist that I've wanted to work with for a very long time, agreed to do this new short story. And they've worked on, there's a Dreamer book that DC put out a little bit ago. They worked on that, and it's been challenging on their schedule because they're working with DC and stuff like that. But fortunately, they agreed to do this short, and I think you guys are gonna. I've already seen some early work on it, and I think y'all are gonna love it. So help us reach that stretch goal. Again, I think we're only like 8 backers away from reaching it. So we're like, ooh, we're right there. Oh, we're just.
How long did it take you to put this thing together?
So since this is the full collection, we've been doing Hellbent since my co-author Jane and I have been working on it since 2000. I think the first campaign was in 2001. So this will be 4 years of, because Jonathan, when
you said 2000 or 2001?
2000 is when we started working out. 2001, I think, was the first campaign for volume 1.
You were saying 2001, not 2021.
No, 2001. I'm so sorry. 20.
You're scaring the shit out of me. Oh my god! I was like, did you invent Kickstarter?
No. Yeah, my Jonathan can relate. My brain's
almost give me a heart attack.
Right now.
No, dude, words are just dropping out of my head.
Yeah.
And I went to lunch with Matt after picking him up, or dinner with Matt after picking him up from the airport, and I was like, dude, I'm sorry, I can't put sentences together.
Yeah, but thank you for checking me. 2020 pandemic. Is when we started working on it. 2021.
It was either 9/11 or the pandemic.
It's all
something big happened. Yeah.
What is time? Time,
it's a flat circle.
So 2021. So about 4 years we've been working on it. As Jonathan knows, when you're putting together your own thing, it takes a minute. You don't have that. You have to take your time. You have to work with your artists around their schedules and stuff like that. And we're really lucky. We got to work with a lot of incredible artists, a lot of incredible cover artists. It's really, again, seeing it all together, which if you back the comic, you'll be able to get it by the end of the year. Seeing all the incredible work people have put into a project like this, it's really cool. It's really gratifying. And of course, we try to infuse it with some deeper themes and stuff like that, but it's all got all the sex and the violence and the foul language and all that stuff that we all love. So
it looks great, dude.
Yeah, I'm really happy about it. So I appreciate you having me on to let me share it with the people.
Dude, of course.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you guys a story, and it was something that we were joking about earlier, but I don't know how to segue into it. We were talking about Heidi and I went to this event. Do you guys remember years ago our good friend Jeff Gunn was on the show? What would you call him? He runs this Infolist stuff.
I don't know.
It's like he used to put packages together. I met him through LA Comic Con, because LA Comic Con, he used to help them sponsor some of the Infolist events. I know that people at either Stanley's company or local companies, maybe Boom. We just had breakfast with Mel Kylo, who used to be the marketing director over at Boom. We had a breakfast with him yesterday morning, and he used to put packages together for Infolist, but it was really tied in, and they've been throwing these pre-Comic-Con bashes. You know about these things, DJ, here in LA, these pre-Comic-Con bashes? Do you know about this stuff?
A little bit. I'm more familiar with the at Comic-Con bashes, because it's opportunity for those that may not be familiar.
Yeah.
SDCC is an opportunity for everybody that lives and works in LA to go to San Diego and hang out there, even though they all live here.
Right. And Heidi, why don't you join Matt in the nursery? Because Heidi's gonna do a little bit of storytelling on this bit, because every year we've been going to these pre-Comic-Con bashes, and like DJ said, they're in LA, but these ones are actually in LA. They're not people from LA hanging out in San Diego. They're actually in LA. They're usually a week before San Diego. There's Heidi and the nursery she designed. And early on, I remember going, and there's a lot of cool cosplayers there. It's very Comic-Con oriented. There's people dressed like the Predator, or they're dressed like different things. And every now and then there's some celebrities, right? Heidi, early on there were, back when Richard Hatch was alive from Battlestar Galactica, you get like a Richard Hatch there, or you get like some other kind of like Nichelle Nichols from Star Trek. Yeah. And we were there last year, and usually there's somebody in line that you recognize. Last year, we got in line, and our friend Phil Lamar was like right next to us. And we know Phil. He was in our film.
Of Mad TV and Pulp Fiction and
Samurai Jack
and yeah, very, very well known guy.
Heidi, get closer.
I don't think that mic is live.
Yeah, I was about to put that in the private chat. I think it's the computer mic, not the handheld that's being used.
No, it's the same one that Matt was using.
Yeah, but Matt's closer to the computer.
Yeah, Heidi, can you get closer to the microphone?
He's like hogging on the pillow.
Yeah, the best is that Matt has like 18 podcasts on the Geekscape network, and this is his sound engineering at work.
Yeah. Hey, accidents
happen. Yeah, well, it was Shane. You dodged a bullet the last time an accident almost happened. 2016. All right, let's get your microphone. Now we can't hear any of your mics, Matt. Matt,
700 episodes. How do we get here, folks?
Matt, are we better off using the computer mic on this one?
Using the computer mic, I guess.
Okay.
Are we? Because it sounds like I'm talking into this.
You are talking.
This sounds better than the mic that you set up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
the
fine.
mics. Yeah, just talk. We got
Heidi.
We got
like
you.
if I talk like this, can you? Hear me?
You sound great. You sound great, gorgeous. So we were sitting there. This year we went and we saw a couple of our friends. Keith Coogan showed up. Your friend Heidi.
Yep.
Some good friends. And then last year we're standing with Phil Lamar, and what happened, Heidi? Because
okay.
So this was last year.
This is
last year. I don't know why we didn't tell this story.
We've never told the story on Geekscape. Matt would know because he listens to every episode.
I've told Jeff this and his publicist Sylvia, who are lovely people, that the red carpet has gotten a little like pushy. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, you guys, like, red carpet events aren't always what you see on TV. Those of you who are listening,
we got to get DJ into one of these.
You sometimes have to wait in like a press line to do it, especially if you're someone who's like relatively unknown like me, So I'm like in my little outfit and, and waiting to get my picture. And like Sylvia, who knows Jonathan and me, she grabs me and Jonathan and Phil and takes us to the front, which we have mixed feelings about. Like, because
you feel kind of rude passing up a lot of people as you pass them to get to the front. And let's just keep in mind, like I described Comic-Con 2016's pre-Comic-Con bash, where like it was a lot of fun. It was at the Sofitel in West Hollywood.
At Ohm, it was at Ohm.
It was at Ohm. It's starting to not be so. Now people are like, it's getting a little weird Hollywood. It's like you start to get people who are like, they don't look like superhero cosplayers. They look like Mickey Rourke cosplayers.
Okay, don't be mean.
I know, but like we're starting to see like it's starting to look like
what started
Mos Eisley Cantina.
What started happening is that you used to wait in line and you would wait in line, but now there's people that just walk right up to the front without
the thirst is high.
And they just come in through the sides. And I've told them, like, I've talked to Jeff and Sylvia about this. And and they're like, I know, we're trying. It's been hard. We can't control it. Like, we're trying to get security better. But anyway, so there's just this increasing number of publicists there too that are just like, excuse us.
It's turned into a thing. It's turned into a Hollywood thing where publicists are like trying to get their clients in there for their headshot, for their red carpet photos, and then there's interviews afterwards. There's video interviews. There's a line of videos. We got to get DJ in there so he can get a nice photo, and then he can get interviewed by somebody in their blog. I don't fucking know what these interviews end up, but it's like. Yeah. It's like the outskirts of Hollywood is what it feels like. It feels like the outskirts of Hollywood. Like you just got off the Greyhound bus and it's like, this is what you think Hollywood is. And
so, I mean, and we've been invited. Like I started being invited because of my show and my production company as a special guest and whatever. So last year we got pulled to the front. We're still waiting a little bit they have to write like a little slate so that the photographers know your name and all this stuff. Good. And they're getting ready to pull Jonathan and me up there, and then suddenly this woman, another person, is trying to push by, and she's like, we were told to come up here, and I was like, yeah, me too. And she goes, honey, it's Chaz Dean. And I was like, who is that? Like, I don't know who that is. Like, but I guess he was like the guy that was bringing like product and swag for people that like, I don't know. Like,
Geekscapists who are listening to this, Chaz Dean is a celebrity hairstylist who's been in LA for a long time. He's a very nice guy.
yeah,
And he has billboards all over Los Angeles. He's a hairstylist. He's a hairstylist of the stars. He talked to Phil for a little bit. Super nice guy. The publicist is who I have issues with because she was aggressively trying to part the damn thing like she was Moses in the Red Sea. Like she's like shoving people to the side. And when Heidi goes, "Excuse me," she turns back to Heidi and goes, "Honey, it's Chaz Dean."
I didn't say excuse me. She said we were told to come up here, and I was like, yeah, me too. Like that was all I said, you know.
Honey, it's Chaz Dean.
Did you even hear her say that, or did I?
Yes,
tell you?
I absolutely did. She turned to you, honey. It's Chaz Dean. So for the last year, whenever Heidi and I have anything kind of inconvenience us for 2 seconds, honey, it's Chaz Dean.
And like in my head, like I'm thinking, who the F is that? Like,
don't be rude. He's in every billboard in LA.
Rude. And then I was like, part of me wanted to be like, oh, have you met Phil Lamar? It was Chaz Dean in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Have you seen that cultural touch point of the 90s?
Yeah.
Like the last 3 decades, Phil Lamar has been a part of a huge thing like Futurama or yeah.
Did Phil Lamar tell him he was his favorite character in The Dark Crystal?
Don't be rude. Don't be rude to Chaz. Yeah, don't be rude to Chaz Dean. Maybe he's not the age he wants to present as, and you do some work. He had some work.
Anyway,
done, maybe. I don't know.
Like, didn't his shampoo make people's hair fall out a couple of years ago?
Oh no, listen.
No, that's somebody different. See,
don't get us sued. That's slander. Don't get us sued.
No, I looked him up because his name sounded familiar, and that girl that I got pregnant, she was a hairdresser and used his products. But he has a controversy tab on his Wikipedia that says in March 2016 the FDA opened an investigation into complaints about when hair care products by consumers. They settled out of court for $26 million and admitted no wrongdoing.
Oh my god!
Listen, man, you have not made it until you have a controversy tab on your Wikipedia. You know.
So next time you're like in the shower and way too much hair hits the shower drain, honey, it's Chaz Dean.
Honey. It was so condescending, and
it was awful. It was awful. We got to bring DJ next time. DJ's got to be there with us. DJ, will you come?
Chaz Dean.
So that way DJ can move somebody aside, and when they turn around, like, what the fuck? He could be like, honey, it's DJ Woodbridge.
Yeah.
Honey, he's hellbent.
Yeah.
But that's the story. Like, and Jonathan and we've joked about it all year, but I can't believe we didn't talk about it at Comic-Con this year.
Matthew, it's Chaz Dean.
Have you reached out to have Chaz Dean on the show?
I should. Well, Chaz Dean, what happened in 2016? Yeah, Shane just ruined that for me.
Well, he talked to Phil even. Like
he talked to me. He was a very nice guy.
He didn't talk to me. But
no, because you were in the way. Chaz Dean was a very nice guy. My issue is with these publicists who get so thirsty for their clients to get these Getty images, these wired image photos, and then get them shuffled onto some dude's like video show at the end to get interviewed. That's my biggest issue.
Unless
I have no problem with Chaz Dean.
Unless you're Tyrone Tam.
I love Tyrone.
That one's good.
But I will tell you that every time I'm stopped at the stoplight at Franklin and Western, and Chaz Dean's billboard is right there, if I'm stopped at the red light and the traffic's not moving, I'll take my cell phone, I'll take a picture, and I'll send it to Heidi and be like, honey, it's Chaz Dean.
But you don't pick up your cell phone. Your cell phone's in the little thing, and you just push the camera button, right?
Push a little camera button. You got me this little, honey, it's Chaz. Honey,
okay,
it's safety.
Well, there's my story. There's my story.
That's hilarious.
Thank you, Heidi. Where's the baby? There's the baby.
By the way, I haven't had an opportunity.
Thank you. You too, right?
Thank you. Yes.
This is where Abe Duenas, who was like, what is this, all this talk? And like, what is all this talk about? You know, I told Abe, I was like, hey, he walked in the middle of the conversation about Shane peeing on Josh. And he's like, what is this? And I was like, it's your OnlyFans. Now he gets to see the belly. I don't know what his fetish is. We're trying to cover all the fetishes here on Geekscape 700. Whatever
Okay,
your fetish
that's
is.
cute.
Here it
I'm
comes.
out. Bye.
Love you, gorgeous.
I love you. Love
Honey.
you guys. Good to see
Honey,
you.
can you give it can you give that back? Honey, it's Matt Kelly.
Honey.
Honey,
You can move
it's
back on the.
Honey, it's Josh Jackson.
Of course.
Yeah. All right.
Honey, it's Matthew Kelly. Scram.
Very soft. It's supposed to be.
Scram.
Scram.
Get out of here, toots. It's Matt Kelly.
We were in line of one of these things, and there are these older like producer dudes who want to talk to the. There are a lot of dudes who like just want to talk to the girls. They just want to talk to the actresses.
And
one of the guys comes up to Heidi and goes, "I have a 4-picture deal." Who says that? I have a 4-picture deal. When we're doing
Someone who has a 4-picture deal says
we're doing a gangster film, and I'm like,
You-
nobody's making gangster films, and nobody has. Shut up.
You had a
Okay.
character that you would play. I remember it vividly. We went to ZombieCon in Seattle, and you
Those
had your producer character, and you would just like we went to like a hotel room party, and you just were like, hey girl, I'm a producer. I'm gonna put you on the record. Just lend me $50. You know, come on back to my place. We got a couch.
It's only
And-
when my voice starts to go, like towards the end of a convention, when my voice is just shot, like Saturday night, if you get me and I'm just not caring or all the F's have been given out, I'll walk up to people and be like,
Hey, you should be a model. You want to be in a music video? Hey, I got a gecko back at my place called Reggie. You want to come take a look?
like I turn into a scuzzy guy, but they're based on these people that you see at these DJ. You've seen these people at the Hollywood events, and they come up and they're like,
Hey, I got a deal. I got a record label going. You ever do some singing? You want to be in a music video?
Well,
Yeah,
the
you
line, the line that I always remembered you using with that character, and I think about it often because, like, I get a lot of press releases.
but my voice has to be gone because
It has to be completely gone. But
Yeah, it has to be gone.
It was like the character that you used to do for me at San Diego Comic-Con was based on the messages you would get on MySpace for people looking for a music video director. And the line that I always
that
think
is
of
old school.
Yeah,
that's
and the
really
line-
old school.
And the line was always, "I'll pay you as soon as the record drops."
Yes. yes. Hey, girl, listen. We're cutting the album. It's gonna be a big hit. It's gonna go number one. Can you front me $200? Hey, girl.
It's like, hey man, I need you to make me a music video, right? I'm expecting explosions. I'm
It's gonna
expecting
have girls, big old. Yeah, it's gonna be great, man.
$200, and I'll pay you when
chase.
the record drops.
Hey, man, don't worry. I'm good for it. I'm good for it. That's the other word. Don't worry. I'm good for it. Pay when the record drops. I'm good for it. Pay when the record drops. Yo, you want to get this Hellbound comic? Don't worry. I'm good for it. You get it when the Kickstarter ends. Don't worry, man. When you invest in Kickstarter Hellbound, I hit you up. You get it by the end of the year. I promise. That baby drops before the album does. That baby's gonna drop before the album does. No, it's a good investment because the comic's pretty much already done because it's the third issue collected. Don't worry about it. Geekscapes. I won't be.
The very producer thing is to promise that you're going to get paid out of the back end. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's gonna be
Second I
great.
make money, you make money. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, Toots.
Yeah.
We got you covered.
Don't be like that, Hollywood. But Hollywood can't help but be like that. And then you see the same people. Here's the thing: Heidi's pregnant this year, and we went to this thing last year. The guys who were like hanging out, being like, "Hey, so what's your name?" to my wife. This year are like, "Oh, she's been claimed." If they don't, they're extra creepy. Josh is like falling asleep over there. He's like, "Enough of this." Enough. This is why Shane had to wake him up that one SDCC, make sure he was breathing.
Josh has a mind that works on like 2 or 3 different planes of existence. Like when we record our show, Dynamic Resolution, he'll be like playing Bang Dream and like playing other games on his phone. And then the moment, and the moment there's
Bang Dream.
He's been playing it for a decade.
It's a rhythm game.
Yeah, that was the one I showed you at LA Comic Con. But I tried to show you. You said I don't want to see that shit.
He's still playing.
That's a very Jonathan.
It's like Dance Dance Revolution, but on your phone, right?
But
Something it's like Guitar Hero, but yeah,
he's banging out.
He'll be banging, and then just be like, and then just chime in with like the most poignant or the funniest quip ever. And I'm just like, how do you function?
You know where he was before this? You know where he was before this? He was at Montel Jordan concert.
Well, Montel Jordan didn't show up yet. We had to leave before he came out. But yeah. It was supposed to be a
Josh,
Montel Jordan.
Let me tell you about when I saw Montel Jordan. My
In the
friends
general
and I went
What
to,
is this episode?
my friends and I went to this like the 90s or all that tour where it was just like some random bands, and Montel Jordan played a 20-minute set that consisted of opening with "This Is How We Do It," playing something for the Honeys, talking for 10 minutes about becoming a born again Christian, and telling us to go to his merch table to buy his book all about it.
There's
and
the
then
grift.
closing with "This Is How We Do It" for a second time.
And Matt, I can't imagine you would have wanted anything different from that set list.
No, oh my god, that show was great because right before Montel Jordan was the rapper from CNC Music Factory, not CNC Music Factory, just the rapper, and he was doing all originals. And both the saddest and funniest thing I've ever seen at a show is like his DJ starts playing another track, and no one has been feeling his set the whole time. And I see him look at the DJ, just go, and then out of nowhere, you just hear, "Everybody dance now!" And he just went right into it, and then walked off the stage.
Peace,
So
everybody.
I would like to admit something. As a semi-professional DJ, I just had realized that Montel Williams and Montel Jordan are not the same person.
Oh, you mean as a semi-professional DJ or as a fucking racist? Like,
Montel. Like, you don't see a lot of Montels.
Look,
Oh yeah, it's because you're a.
DJ and a straight professional.
It's because he's a semi-professional DJ and a completely professional racist.
Only one of them
you-
dated Kamala Harris.
Right. That's right. Oh man. So damn. Well, there was like that epiphany I had where like you brought up that like all of Mamma Mia is just ABBA songs, and then I was like, holy shit,
What?
it is
You
ABBA.
didn't realize that?
No,
What's that news to you?
that was like I found that out like 2 years ago. Jonathan told it to me.
I would say, do you live in the woods? But you do live in the woods.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, for a while he was
Wait
living
till you
in an
hear about
airplane
Jagged Little
hangar.
Pill.
Well,
He was living in
hang
an
on.
airplane hangar because if he had to get to Russia fast, he could.
Yeah,
To Shane's credit, though, who knew that ABBA had more than 2 songs?
exactly.
ABBA Gold is the best dollar ever spent
It's
in a
funny,
record
too,
store
because I think
on South
that
Street,
weird
Matt.
that weird Mamma Mia 2 sequel they made, I think, used like half of the songs from part 1 over again. So
Yeah.
that tracks.
Yeah.
They had to, Eurovision legends. They had to, and they still had Pierce Brosnan sing a bunch of songs, even
What
though
did
he did his best. He did his best.
I got a question for you guys because we're getting a lot of backstories. How many Comic Cons have you all been to at this point?
Matt, and I started in 2005 because
So almost
my short
20
Gay by Dawn was at Gay by Dawn won Best Comedy in 2005, and then
have you done in
2006
2005, and you haven't missed one?
except the pandemic, yeah,
Okay.
we've had the booth since 2010.
Now, see, again, this is where my brain's fried. They didn't have a SDCC in 2020, right? Okay, all right. So you didn't miss one. There just wasn't one.
Yeah, there just wasn't one, and then
Yeah,
2021 was.
That was a weird one.
That was a really weird one. Like the
21
the vibes were fucking off, dude. When remember people were like grabbing people, where people were like grabbing girls and like they didn't know how to behave around. They were like feral. And then
What?
Shane, yeah, dude, you don't. Oh, were you not there?
Honestly,
The
I wasn't
year after the
there.
pandemic,
No.
it was weird, man. People were
Sometimes
like
the pandemic, we
really
don't need to
weird.
get off on this, but the pandemic has broken things in people's brains. People still aren't acting right.
No,
No.
This is gonna be the first like somewhat normal
because the strike. Yeah, because the strike
and
isn't
everything.
happening.
Like it was like 3 in a row that were like kind of just a little off and not quite
Josh,
there.
cut it out.
You know,
Josh, stop doing that. Josh is
Um,
like, it's like you're running like a straw up and down the freaking microphone every time you move that
Yeah, 'cause
mic stand.
I was trying to do the math. I think I've been to 7 Comic Cons. I think that's
That's
correct.
it. I
'Cause I
feel
think
like
I
you've been
did
in the
the
trenches
2
with me every year.
No, I did the one right before I moved to LA, the one when I moved to LA, and then there was a huge gap when I moved back to Philly.
Who the hell was running anything if you weren't there? I had
don't
to
know.
run that stuff.
Yeah, you used to do
Yeah.
it.
So some combination. Everybody right now, if my screen is accurate, I'm surrounded by all you gentlemen, and if so, some combination of all you guys on different SDCs.
Yeah.
I
Me
was
every year.
visiting,
Yeah.
I was visiting San Diego in 2004, and my uncle and aunt that lived there. My uncle was like, "Hey, there's a comic book convention going on. You want to go check it out?" and we just walked up and bought a ticket and like wrote my name in pencil and went in. And then
the next summer is the one I met you.
Yeah, there's that legendary
2005
photo
is the
sales
one I
pavilion.
met you. Yeah. Then
And
2006 is the Gaians.
Yep.
No, 2006 is when I met you, and then 2007 is Gaians.
Yeah, and then there was
where I went to 4chan, I guess.
There was 2009 where we recorded a Geekscape on like the back balcony, and I'll never forget. I'm going up an escalator, and you and Gilmore are coming down an escalator, and I see you, and I just, because I'm a Turbo fan at the time, and I just go, Geekscape, and you threw a business card at me in defense, and you're like, "Who is this guy? What's going on?" And I go up the escalator.
You had the weird hair.
Yeah, and I come back down. You're like, "Huh." And you turn to Gilmore like, "What is this guy gonna do? Like, who is this guy?"
Nobody's as scary as Frank Sanders was.
No.
But because he did the photo shoot, the Geekscape shirts with the arsenal of guns.
Yeah,
and he sent them to me, where he's like laying there like peacefully with guns all around him in a Geekscape shirt. And then when he lives on Long Island. And then when I would be going to LA to New York Comic Con, he's like, "I'm going to come find you." I was like, I can't stop him from coming.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And I remember just being so paranoid those years I was at New York Comic Con. And then the dude's a teddy bear and he's amazing. Frank Sanders, you're amazing. But like, you scared the shit out of me for 5 years with the threat of, "I'm just going to come find you.
I'm going to find you, man."
Oh man, I can't wait. I want to meet you in person. I want to find you. It's like, oh, after you sent me 30 pictures of you with like heavy artillery and a Geekscape shirt.
John, I'm not sure if you remember this, and I'm glad that we don't live in these chaotic times anymore, but the first year I ever did Comic-Con, I'm pretty sure we had like 15 people in that hotel room. Like, you couldn't walk around at night to go to the bathroom because
George would stay in it with us. George and his cousin Rob. People had to be stitched into the walls.
There was literally people sleeping in the bathtub in the bathroom because there was really no floor space.
It would have been easy to clean Josh off if that
had. Was this back when Jonathan was a cult leader? Is that why you had?
Yeah, that was mostly it.
Yeah, it was Nexium before Nexium, right, Jonathan?
Well, do you still have the tattoo?
Yeah, I mean, why am I here now?
Cockshark.
By the way, I'm the nerd of the nerds. I've only been to one Comic-Con in 2011.
Wait, Christian!
I was able to get press credentials because I used to be in show business, so it was very easy that year.
Christian, you're going to come by. You're going to go to Comic-Con for a day or two this year, though, because you said you're staying in.
I'm going. I'm going down Saturday and Sunday.
If it's not your thing, where are you going?
No. It's not so much that hasn't been my thing. It's when you'd have to pay, it suddenly becomes less of a thing. But also
the Black Cast, the Marvel movie talk.
Yeah, can you believe it that the Black Cast doesn't have a presence there, despite the fact that we've been going for 11 and a half years? But also, I mean, we.
This is my shock. This is my shock.
Basil. We had our first kid in 2015, like literally the week of that. So that's sort of a sweet spot where I might have been able to go, but I could have gone through like AfterBuzz for a little while, but it was just like I couldn't really get away. I kept thinking I would go back, and it's not like I didn't have fun. That's the only time I've been though. So
Raymond Nunes didn't want to get you.
No, I could have gone with them, but I couldn't get away from being a dad. Don't worry. We'll be talking about all this stuff. You'll understand.
We're gonna miss Derek.
I am
Derek,
in the airport. Like, I told him, and I do still stand by this. If he starts to feel FOMO at any point this week and wants to just buy a plane ticket to San Diego, we will figure it out.
The Geekscape booth will be there, baby.
Yeah,
and in the hotel room will be there, Derek.
Yeah,
and there'll be room in the hotel for him and 12 friends.
Yeah.
No,
DJ, the same offers there, baby.
Thank you.
Megan found out Derek wasn't going, and she was like, "Oh man, I don't know if I want to go anymore."
Derek is the best of us.
Shane's gonna be there, and no Derek. I don't think I can deal with that imbalance.
Well, Derek was your sponsor for a couple of years because you guys kept hitting up those free Amazon or whatever. The one of those outlets kept having free food and free drinks and things like that, and Derek would hit him up, but he would hit him up responsibly, and then you'd be along for the ride.
Well, for the record, I was anti-sponsor for Derek because there was one year where I got him just wasted.
Oh, I remember. Remember how non-productive he was that year with Matt?
Dude, he was so
he was worthless.
Like,
no offense.
Like, Like, why are you so hungover, man? You just had 15 drinks. Like, I handled it, no problem. I don't have a problem. I'm not an alcoholic.
I have to dilute it with syrup.
There was,
He says, hearing new jokes being born already is making me so happy and sad. I'm sorry, Derek.
Yeah.
Well, come and we can try and get somebody to a next Geekscapers to beat you up. Because there
But,
was
like-
another one. Matt, there was another one.
Yeah, well, I got threatened to get punched.
The
I
one who
wasn't
used to
there,
write
but-
for us.
Yeah, he came
And
to the
that's
booth
who I
and
was
threatened to
talking
beat me up.
Oh no, I was thinking about somebody else. Oh, multiple people have threatened to beat up Derek.
Yeah.
And then that
Well,
that person then that one person was super cordial like 2-3 years ago, post pandemic, and it was like, cool, we put this all behind us. We're cool. We went to get pizza. And then that night I ended up getting an email. I was like, hey, can I come work for you guys again? And I said, hey man, I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys tonight. Hanging out with you tonight. That was really nice. It was like old times. But I think it's best if we just move on and like we do the past is the past. And then it turned around to like, fuck you, you piece of shit. I was like, oh, okay, there it is. There it is. That's an okay.
I will remember this vividly because that person came up to the booth and
It scared the shit out of us because I was like, is he gonna shoot us?
yeah, but he's like from that scene, like, fuck you, you're cool, pointing at Derek and then pointing at me. And then he goes,
I have nothing to say. Yeah.
And he points at me and he goes, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you because there was some Transformers movie that was coming out, and I wrote an article on Geekscape.net that said like, man, robots in disguise, why are you disguised as a $2 million hypercar? And he's like, that's part of the lore. It makes sense, you dumb motherfucker. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm like, dude,
God,
what the
this should be the last show. What have we done?
To be fair, most violence at Comic-Con is over Transformers smack talk. So
Yeah.
I think
No, Shane.
No.
Remember, we're all at the same convention.
I don't remember because I
Yes,
was
you-
blacked out drunk.
We were crossing the road, and somebody made a slight, could have been me, made a joke about it was the year that the Potter fans were all waiting to get in Hall H.
No, Twilight.
It was the Twilight fans. They were all waiting to get in Hall H, and there was a field of them. You could smell them from miles away. That's why San Diego can never move to Las Vegas. It has to be by the ocean, just because the ocean air has to move that green haze. It's got to be. If that stuff sits in Las Vegas turns into Death Valley. Like it's just gonna be obnoxious. It's like Chernobyl. But we were crossing the street, and somebody made a joke.
I did.
Twilight. You made a joke about Twilight.
I
fans.
said.
Suddenly he remembers. There he is.
Well, no, I don't remember it happening, but I was told we were crossing the crosswalk, and I said, "Hey, be careful! That this is where that bottom-feeding Twilight fan got hit by that car last year.
Oh, they did.
They got hit by a Subaru and got fucking killed.
That's awful.
And
you're
and then
you're an awful person.
And then some lady came up. He's like, "Hey, we're all at the same convention together." And then like this homeless dude came up. He's like, "No, fuck Twilight."
Why didn't you put that guy on the show?
Dude, yeah.
We did. It's Josh.
That's how I ended up on this site.
Derek, I invited you to be on this podcast. Why are you not on this? I called and left you a message to come on, and Derek's in the chat, but he's not on the episode. What is that about, Matt?
Everyone has different levels of energy to.
You're afraid he's going to get beat up again. Somebody's going to be like, I want to fight Derek, the peaceful one.
Yeah,
Derek is the peaceful one.
At this point.
It's crazy. Derek's the one that everybody wants to fight, and he's the peaceful one. You know?
I mean, it's the most inoffensive person. Like that, they didn't threaten to beat you up.
They didn't threaten to beat me up. But like they should. Christian's the target now.
Or our editor at the time.
That's why I'm going.
I think the best.
Christian's just going to get into a fight.
Yeah, I'm going to draw fire away from everybody else.
The best, because as a semi-professional DJ, was when you DJ'd our party with Stan Lee.
Oh yeah,
in LA Comic-Con, the LA Comic-Con announcement party back when they were Kamikaze. It was us partnered with them and Stan Lee's pal, and we found out that we were asked to do it like 2-3 days before Comic-Con, and I was like, "Hey Shane, can you bring your DJ equipment? Because they need a DJ, and I think you should be the DJ. Why not keep it in the family?" You did an amazing job. And
it's wild that you say that because like every couple of months, like I'll be in a shower and think of that. I'm like, man, I did such a terrible fucking job. like shower thoughts.
Oh God.
Yeah, like a shower
that,
thought.
Okay.
No.
No,
The shower thought.
he just likes to crash baby showers. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
it's cool.
But I'll think back to that night. I'm like, dude, I played terribly. Fucking sucked. But thank you for quelling
No, it
that.
was great. It was great. Walton danced. We gave away like comics. It was amazing night. Amazing night. And you were a big part of it, Shane, as a semi-professional DJ, as you said. You know, it was good stuff. It was good stuff. Derek, if you're listening, you can check the messages now. I just re-emailed you the link because I don't think we can end this episode without Derek making a cameo.
No. I mean, that was the only time I was ever anywhere near Stan Lee was that Geekscape party. And I remember
like all of Marvel editorial was there. Like
my
two or three Lakers are there, like Rick Fox and those guys, ex-Laker, but like they were all there and it was a lot of fun.
But my memory of that show was that we were standing in the lobby, like, because it was like elevators, lobby, hallway, and then like the ballroom where everything was. And it was, I think you were with me, John, but it was definitely me and Doug Jones. I was talking to Doug Jones about stuff. And then someone was like, hey, Stan's on his way. Hey, Stan's on his way. And like, this is my only real memory of Stan Lee. I know you've had way more memorable experiences, but I just remember elevator door opening, Stan Lee with two girls under each arm walking in.
Yeah.
Hollywood Stan.
And it was just like Excelsior, Excelsior, Excelsior. And he just did like a lap around the party and then right back to the elevator.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
like a 3 to 5 minute appearance, but man, was it memorable.
Yeah, Stan was the best. Jackknife remembers. He says, what did Stan Lee call Geekscape again? Dickscape? He did.
Boy, did he.
He did. He did. Let me see if I even have that. Let's see.
It's on YouTube somewhere.
It's all,
I mean,
yeah,
if you,
it's for
if
sure.
you look at the screen right now, it probably should be called Dickscape.
Yeah. Do you think
Heidi
people
was here
thought
for a little bit.
yeah.
That counts.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
point, Mike.
Heidi was
that's
here.
true.
Heidi
That
was
was
here.
There was our cameo appearance.
You know
Reach
what?
out
When
to
she
the
showed her
ladies.
tummy, we had two females on the show, technically. My daughter as well. So
Bit of a
you know,
stretch.
don't
We're fixing those ad revenue demographics as we speak.
All right. Derek, we're giving you a little bit of time to come join the show, but I did send you the link.
Can I
Hope
do
you're
a quick plug?
No,
we're
not at all.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you already run half the network. What are you going to possibly plug? Wait, what are you actually plugging?
That
The
I
podcast
have
you're
a
gonna show on
panel.
tomorrow?
That I have a
Oh, you
panel
do?
at San Diego Comic-Con.
My bad. I thought you were going to talk about the Weird Al podcast that you're on tomorrow.
Well, I mean, that's different. That's just like a special screening of a movie tomorrow that we're going to be a part of with some of the other people who are going to be on our panel.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought it was a Weird Al Yankovic podcast that you were going to guest with Matt Milligan.
No. There's another Weird Al podcast that's been doing it a lot longer than Matt and I have been doing. So Matt and I do the podcast Weird Algorithm, where we're working through all of Weird Al's discography, one song at a time, and ranking them from best to worst. But there's been a podcast for close to 10 years now called Dave and Ethan's 2000-inch Weird Al podcast. And they've been like, they like sit down and talk with their most recent episode was with a girl who won a date with Weird Al in an MTV competition. Like they get
That's fun.
real granular nitty gritty, but they're joining us for our panel at San Diego Comic-Con. They're also from the East Coast. So they came out to LA and are doing a special screening of Weird, the Al Yankovic story tomorrow night in LA. And they asked Matt Milligan and I to also be there to present the movie before it screens and everything. So
I've never met Matt Milligan in person. I'm excited to meet him.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. It'll be a very good
time. Derek's joined us. And,
hey, it's Derek.
Look at him, Derek. You're looking svelte and trim and cleaned up. You look healthy.
So are you, Shane. You're good.
I just ate a whole pizza, so it's just looks can be deceiving, you know.
Derek, is there truth to the rumors that you're not going down to San Diego because every time you go to San Diego, your life is threatened by an ex-Geekscapist?
That wouldn't keep me away as long as there was some Amazon sponsored food or something like that.
This guy makes out like a bandit with all those free installations and all the installations you go and just eat on the dime of Amazon or who else, Apple TV, whatever. You always.
I'm going.
Matt and I are stuck in the freaking booth. It's being like, hey man, do I have enough for one of those like old hamburgers from the? Hey man, I need $20 for a Starbucks drink and 3 hours to wait in line. And then Derek shows up with all this free food from Amazon. He's like, I'm eating like a king.
Look, it wasn't the healthiest Comic-Con of all time, but I am gonna probably try to repeat what I did last year with just like something simple like some peanut butter, some jelly, and some bread for lunches. Just to get through the convention.
Just a family pack of Pop-Tarts and a stick of butter, and you're good for that.
Yeah.
Yo, this guy puts butter on his Pop-Tart.
Yeah, I do.
That's excessive. That's excessive.
Fair warning: the food workers in San Diego are striking, so there may not be any food anywhere near the convention center.
I ain't gonna be there.
And you all said this was going to be the most normal Comic-Con.
I support the strike. I support the strike as long as it starts Thursday after I'm gone. Matt, you actually brought some food to eat and prepare at Comic-Con. What did you bring? You had some of it on the plane when your Subway sandwich wasn't so good. Matt gets in the car and I was like, "Hey man, how's your food? Like, let's go get something to eat because you just flew from Philly. How was your hunger level?" And he goes, "This is what I got." He goes, "Oh, I ate something. This is what he ate. Look at this fucking kid."
It's a hot water mixed with a packet to make instant chicken broth. So I had that on the plane today.
Yeah, it's like bouillon. It just drops in water.
So you're saying popular on the plane.
You're saying you flew. So you're telling us you flew on Spirit Airlines, is what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Well,
he goes, "It's okay. There was a chicken right behind me in a cage, and I ate part of that."
The problem was that, Philly's airport's not going to be winning any culinary awards for what their options
None of them are. No airport is.
Food court, the only real option in the food court that didn't have like a crazy line was Subway. So I just
That's why it didn't have a line.
And I took 2 bites into it and was like, if I eat any more of this, I might get food poisoning. So I just threw it out. And I was going to try to tough it until I got to LA. But when they were like offering the drinks and snacks, I was like, "Can I get a cup of hot water?" And they brought me a cup of hot water with a little
stirs it with his finger.
He's like, he's just getting ready for the depression that's coming up.
Yeah,
man.
Matt's like, "It's okay. I can subsist on fish flakes and just like eat some of that stuff." Matt, listen, we went to, but I took him to In-N-Out. He got himself a hamburger.
I housed that burger and that fry.
Yeah. You can't survive, dude, on that. Shane, you gotta go back to the booth, and Matt's gonna try and eat you.
Oh, hey, there's nothing left, baby. Nothing left.
He's gonna stick you in a cup of hot water.
Yep.
Hey,
I eat what it takes to survive for lunch, and then I gorge for dinner with like the Geekscape team.
That's not
Spaghetti Factory. That's why he wants Spaghetti Factory every year.
Rockin' Baja,
bro. Rockin' Baja. They moved Rockin' Baja. From the corner, they moved it halfway up the block. It's smaller, so it's going to be a fist fight to get in that place. And of course,
we got his
never brought
some mango salsa.
They never brought back the salsa bar. You can only get the mango salsa as part of a salsa category that comes with a chips order.
Do you know what? Here, all I'm saying is that Rockin' Baja follows Geekscape on Instagram, and
you're right.
I wonder if we just talked up the mango
sponsorship
so much that they were just like,
they knew it was too
clearly.
They had to
clearly we're giving away our gold for free.
I was just there in June, and I should have dropped the name. I should have been like, "Did you know that I'm Jonathan Lennon, founder of Geekscape?" And they'd have been like, "Get the fuck out of here! You made us leave our last location, and we got run out of town."
Well, like, hey, if we're gonna measure followers, their sister restaurant Baja Rick's follows Dynamic Resolution on Instagram.
What is that? No offense, Baja, but what is Baja Rick's? It's like a seedy uncle or what?
No, it's down next to the Omni in that like weird triangle sidewalk by the trolley, and they have breakfast burritos and shit, and it's just like a satellite Rockin' Baja Rick's.
Matt, you don't have to eat fish food if you just cash in on these sponsorships like Rockin' Baja.
I know, listen,
Baja Rick's. There's probably a Baja Sally's
sponsorships. I'm just saying that's the goal for 2024 into 2025. Geekscape needs more food related sponsorships.
Okay, Shane, listen, you're a free agent this year. Don't do any of the actual promotion or work. just go and really hit the ground running on getting free food for Matt, so he doesn't have to eat fish flakes on the way back to Philadelphia.
Got it. I'll get a Grubhub bag and just put all the stuff that I'm given in there. And it'll just be like a trough of slop.
And here, don't tell him, but when Christian Black gets there, cut his arm off and feed it to Matt.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah. Put some peanut butter on it. And by the way, Matt, I don't know what you thought you were doing tonight, but clearly as soon as this is done being live, clip out the Rockin' Baja part, cut it before he starts talking about Baja Rick. No, we don't, and then post it and tag them. And then all of a sudden you're going to have free lunch every day.
Christian, that sounds like a brilliant idea if it wasn't 12:15 a.m. in my brain right now.
That attitude is why you're eating fish flakes, Matt.
You know what?
That's why you're eating fish flakes.
Weak.
Maybe if you'd done the respectful thing that anybody going to the Philly airport does and swing by Wawa first and bring that sandwich on the plane. I don't know why you didn't do that.
Get that hoagie from Wawa, Matt.
The TSA anymore? You kidding me? They won't even let me bring my water bottle. You think
there's not a Wawa on the inside of TSA?
No.
Oh, that's
it was Hoagie Fest when I was there. I brought 2 Wawa sandwiches through the TSA. Yeah,
because I texted Matt. Matt's like, I'm on the plane and I paid for Wi-Fi. I was like, because he wanted to keep up with political events and stuff and check his messages. And I said, did you get my Wawa jug of iced tea? And he's like, fuck off.
Yeah,
so Matt's sleeping on the balcony.
I was actively checking to see what the views were on the video that we posted yesterday, which was Matt Milligan and I reacting to Weird Al's new polka single that came out yesterday.
How's it doing? Matt Milligan is in the band Wheatus. He's a teenage dirtbag.
He's the replacement bassist in the Teenage Dirtbag.
Yeah, dude, we have a couple of podcasters in the music end doing really well. Matt Milligan, the Wheatus thing, and then Mega Ran has been like,
oh my gosh. Yeah,
blowing up. He just did that Blurred Con and did an X-Men 97 panel with all the blurs out there. But his music, every time I look up on his Instagram, he's doing a new music video or something with some WWE, AEW, New Japan. He's in the wrestling world. Like, he knows everybody.
Yeah, he was part of Roman Reigns' entrance at WrestleMania this year.
Jesus Christ. Can you get listen, Josh is a big wrestling fan. That's how we met. Can you get Josh like an autograph or something like that?
Probably.
Can you maybe get Josh on stage to get up on there? Josh, can you get on stage and wrestle somebody?
I mean, I could get on stage. I don't know if it'll be authorized.
You can get a wrestler to use Josh as a weapon. You know how sometimes they hide like a chair underneath the thing and they take the chair out and they hit a guy with it, but just have it just be Josh. He's like, oh my God, he grabbed a fan, and then he uses the fan to like whap somebody. He can just like ring like Josh out like a towel or something.
Well,
alternatively,
is
could
very
you
giving.
Shave your head and pretend to be 12 and sick?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Derek, remember that? I was literally just telling someone this story.
You can meet John Cena.
To be up, down, and it was like down to you and a 12-year-old, and you're like, they're not going to pick me.
And rightly so. Rightly so.
I think they approached you, Derek, and they're like, "Come on, like,
give it to the kid.
Come on,
give it to the kid."
Yeah,
it's like, no, man, I made it this far. I didn't make it this far.
Did he fly here from Canada? No.
Derek, he just wandered in.
Does it still hurt? Does it still bite, Derek?
That
sting?
I'm not going?
Does it still sting? No,
that you
lost
didn't get to be part of that.
Oh, no, like, that it would have been a cool day for me, but that kid will remember it for a lot longer, I'm sure.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe he's not with us. Whoa.
Well,
kid could get cancer.
Couple months.
Or
Jesus.
if he's like an asshole kid, then I am angry about it.
Remember that time I beat the Canadian? I did it for you, and then he pays the guy who threatens to beat you up at Comic-Con.
That kid, Kyle Rittenhouse.
No, damn it. Listen, on that, Jackknife is in there. He goes, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Who the hell's Jack? Who is Jackknife? Old Geekscape. If he's saying
someone named Jack.
If he's doing the Dickscape references, he's an old school Geekscapist.
Yeah.
I think I know who it is. Where's Big Yanks? Yeah. Our friend Dango Camposano up in New York. He's in New York now. I don't know where he's hiding out, but Big Yanks. I love Big Yanks. Big Yanks, we love you, man. If you actually had technology for this last decade, you could join us on Geekscape. Remember that time he tried to join on Geekscape and it was like he was connecting from a Commodore 64 he borrowed from the New York Public Library, and he was like, "I don't know why this doesn't work." I'm like,
I played Fortnite with him once and he used. We were on voice chat, and every time he would shoot, like there was just this deafening vibration coming through the mic, and I'm like, Yanks, what the fuck are you doing? And he uses his PlayStation controller as his mic and headset because there's a mic built in and a speaker. So he would every time he would shoot, the whole thing would shake and it would come through voice chat. I'm like, dude, like go to Best Buy and get like a $10 mic. Like, are you struggling that much? Like, I'll help you out.
He just keeps playing until the whole damn thing catches on fire. It's kind of the goal with Big Yanks. Big Yanks, we love you, man. Big Yanks made it out to like Sedona, Arizona. He just like woke up one day, went to the airport, flew out to Arizona, spent like a week, went to the Grand Canyon for a week, and then went back. And I was like, what was that? He went on a spirit quest. I don't know what he found. Big Yanks went on a spirit quest. All right, Big Yanks, he says wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Geekscape 700. Have you learned anything this episode? You've learned a lot. What have you learned? You support DJ with Hellbent, hellbentcomicbook.com.
Oh, I got a question for DJ. Just we'll make it quick, and then he can plug the Kickstarter some more. DJ, so far in production, has there been a standout story or memory that you think will like stay with you forever that you would love to share with everybody
on working on this project?
Yeah.
It's always working with the different artists and having a germ of an idea and giving it to them and seeing it brought to life. And I'm trying to think of, probably because of recency bias, but having wanted to work with Rye Hickman for a long time and having them agree to do this new story is really gratifying. And there's always something special about, because the hardest part beyond running the campaign is post and like having to do shipping and like printing and all that stuff. But there is a really gratifying feeling of like getting the actual physical thing in your hands right before you pack it up and send it out to everybody.
Hell yeah. And where can people find out more?
Hellbentcomicbook.com. You can check all that. You can find out more about the book. You can back it. And you'll get it in your hot little hands. We're funded, so we're just trying to reach our next stretch goal. So you'll get it in your hands before the end of the year. So,
and you were saying earlier you're 8 people away from the next stretch goal, right?
I think
there's 7 of us on screen. So how many of us need to help with?
Derek doesn't count because his dollar's in Canadian.
It goes farther.
He's got to be both
pay
people.
More. Yeah,
he's gonna have to pay more.
That's why I go for the free Amazon food at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
A Subway sandwich is $50 or something.
Hey, I bought that Subway sandwich, so
did Matt, but he ended up eating fish food on the plane.
But I want to be your cousin Oliver and this little Brady Bunch you got going on.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think your comic looks super dope, and I'm happy that you're succeeding.
Thank you. I really
genuinely.
DJ, you might be cousin Oliver, but I'm Poochie.
Yeah, every time Christian's not here, we're all like, "Where's Christian?"
DJ made the mistake in a very busy month of saying, "Hey, can I come on Geekscape and promote my Kickstarter?" And I never wanted to say no to DJ. I just only had episode 700 and a lot of Comic-Con stuff and to do it with, and we were booked. And this is what you ended up with, man. I'm sorry.
All I'm saying, if you have to choose between backing Hellbent or going to see Deadpool and Wolverine, I mean,
you can do both.
Back Hellbent. No, back Hellbent.
Hellbent.
Nobody's saying if you can only do one, Jonathan.
Yeah. You don't.
And now, DJ, you can put a big sticker on your Kickstarter that says "Featured on Geekscape episode 700."
700.
Yeah.
The one that also featured water sports, people getting hit by cars.
Yeah.
Fist fights,
alcoholism,
like 4chan.
You guys just like tear your way through San Diego, like picking fights, like flipping cars, like you're.
Makes it sound like we are, dude. Can't wait for Geekscape 2025 and San Diego Comic-Con. Like
every time you go to San Diego, it's like the Warriors. Like you're just trying to make it from one side of town to the next, battling cosplayers.
Yeah.
It's insane that all these stories are true. It is insane that these stories are true.
It makes me wonder, are we the problem?
I'm a guest here, so I wasn't going to say anything, but it might be worth considering.
Yeah, no, it was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, they asked for it, honestly.
Oh my god, that guy was so nice when he finally came over. I was like, Can you not? And I was like, "Oh."
I'm sorry.
This is well. There's the two wolves you feed. Jonathan, just both wolves are inside, and that microphone. Yeah, we're moved.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
The problem is done. The problem is gone. We are in a new place. Booth 1632 Geekscape. If you're in Comic-Con, we're at Comic-Con, we're at booth 1632. We have all
Didn't you
sorts
see
of
the
stuff.
map Konami moved too?
Get the fuck out of here. But
It's 1635.
No. Our friend Jim Kruger is going to be there 3 days. He wrote the Earth X series with Alex Ross. We got Tim Barron, Tim Barron was our neighbor last year, and he's a skateboard artist. And after that whole thing went down with our neighbors, he goes, "Hey man, I thought that was fucking awesome." He goes, "Dude, you are awesome." And I was like, "Oh, dude, thank you." And he goes, "Yeah." So we became friends over the last year over Instagram messages and trading artwork and stuff. And I said, "Dude, Tim, please come sign at the booth because I love you so much." But we moved. I'm sorry, we're not there. But he's going to come sign with us. We got a lot of cool people signing with us. So Matt will be there. Brian Bucciolato, all sorts of people. Jordan Morris. Mark Nazal runs Diawata Comics. We got lots of cool people signing with us. So Geekscape, booth 1632, already rolls off the tongue. And we're right around the corner from our old friends, Mega 64 and Trauma and those folks. So it feels like family again.
Yeah.
All right.
It's so much quieter over there. Like you just walk past that center aisle.
Did you say quiet? We don't want that.
It's like peaceful. It's not
break
quiet,
out the microphones and the speaker again.
Oh no.
We went down there with an amp last year. Let's go. And next year, Geekscape with DJ is going to be signing his Hellbound comics with us.
Nice.
And probably ending up in the rest of this piracy and
you want to get in a fight? We'll find somebody to get in a fight with.
You want to see Shane push somebody into traffic like you did that one?
I saved somebody one year from traffic. I was like way up past the baseball stadium, and this like dude was like head down on his phone walking through a crosswalk, and a Mazda Tribute just came barreling down the road, and I just grabbed him by the backpack and pulled him back, and the thing like just went right through it. So I made up for my karmic debt. I saved somebody.
Did anyone on this call witness that?
Nobody's heard this story up until you just made it up.
I was with Molly Mahan at the time, going to meet up with Derek.
Oh, let's ask her.
So let's give her a phone.
Still no.
Nobody. Judges, never happened. All right. Doesn't sound like something Shane would do. Okay.
I believe you, Shane.
Thank you, DJ.
DJ's driving the Mazda
from one DJ to another.
Yeah. Shouts out.
Professional DJ, meet our semi-professional DJ.
Yeah. And you can find more Josh, Derek, and Shane on the Dynamic Resolution, a video game show. But every fortnight, bi-weekly, Derek showed back up after the summer stress of getting ready for school ending and all that stuff. And
that sounds like I've been gone forever. I think like I missed one episode, and then you guys like snuck one in as well.
Yeah,
I think one of them was like nobody said anything, and then Shane's like, "Well, it's Sunday night. You guys ready?" And I was like, "Nope."
So,
and DJ has his own show as well.
Yeah, Only Stupid.
Yeah, plug it.
Yeah, you can find that at Only Stupid Answers everywhere that matters. So, in fact, as of this, if you're watching this live, we got a new episode dropping Monday morning talking about the boys finale. So just look up Only Stupid Answers. You can find that.
Christian Blatt has 17 shows.
Yeah, but 2 of them are on Geekscape, and we do the Geekscape book club once a month. And this Wednesday, my pal Eric Connor and I are going to talk to a friend of his, Jeb Woodard, who did Starman in the 94. So he had a run there. So we're going to talk Starman. And the Geekscape Book Club is usually stuff that I've just never read. Jonathan was on our very first episode about 2 years ago because I had no excuse for it, but I'd never read Batman Year One. And actually my excuse was that I only read Marvel. That's actually what my excuse was, but I didn't have a good excuse. So we've got that. And look, Marvel movie talk. Hope you see Deadpool and Wolverine, because we're probably going to do 5 or 6 episodes about it. I have so many people that want to talk about it. So you can find those things there. And Jonathan and everyone, I do want to take a moment to congratulate you on 700 episodes. But actually, I only want to congratulate you on most of the episodes because, Jonathan, if you remember, you had me on way back on episode 382. And I thought it went really well. I was like, wow, this is really a lot of fun. Do you remember the episode number the next time you had me on after episode 382?
600, and I want to say like I'm going to guess 647.
Close, 628.
628?
Yeah,
I was within
close.
20. I was within 20 of it. That's
You were
pretty damn
within
good.
20. You were within half a year. So
all right, well, I'll see you in another couple of years.
Yeah, so I'm going to congratulate you on about 450 of your episodes, but not
I was
the
like,
back.
I was like, you know what? Like, if I just get if I give this asshole a couple shows on the network, I don't have to have him on my show. Okay, that didn't work out so well because you're right here on episode 700.
Here I am.
Okay, Matt Kelly, who we started this whole network with when I just had Geekscape, and you were like, I kind of want a podcast too. And I said, why don't you do it on the umbrella? And you were the first show on a fledgling network back in 2006,
2006 or 7, yeah.
And here you are, man.
And
you
then
got
I just
38
kept making
shows.
more and more shows. Yeah.
Yep. You're like, we should have a Pop-Tart review show.
I do
still
have another
done...
show that's brewing in the background for next year. So
bring back the St. Mort show.
No,
please bring back the. What the fuck, man? Come on, that was the one that started it all.
Yeah,
still waiting for
and I got a lot better. So, but I mean, I'll just say this real quick: if you're at Comic-Con on Thursday noon, go to the Neil Morgan Auditorium in the San Diego Central Library for the Weird Algorithm podcast live, celebrating Al's TV album.
Heidi had a panel in that offsite location a couple years ago. You should ask her to come back in the room and see how many people left the convention center to go several blocks from there to the new location.
I know I'm going to be performing for nobody, but that's fine.
No, Geekscape is it is cool. It's at San Diego Public Library location. They sometimes roll out for
it's gorgeous.
For it. It's a gorgeous. Looks like a giant egg. And you should join Geekscapists Matt Milligan and Matt Kelly for that panel about Weird Al.
It'll be us, Dave and Ethan from Dave and Ethan's 2000-inch Weird Al podcast, and UH Jeff, who is the director of the upcoming documentary Show Gals Bear to Be Stupid, about an all Weird Al themed burlesque show in Nebraska. So
Nebraska.
That's the only part of that makes sense is Nebraska.
Yeah.
But they don't have anything to do with the one that Jan Jones is producing. Was Jan Jones a part of that? Our friend Jan Jones that we talked about like 2 or 3 episodes ago? Never mind.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I'd heard about that Weird Al burlesque show and the documentary about it. And I was like, oh, small world. All right, brother. I'll talk to you later. Geekscapists, if you look at the feed, you're going to be like, wait, there's more episodes in this feed. There's like 1,000 episodes in this feed. Yes, because sometimes we do panels. Sometimes I have special versions. Like we just did the Acolyte special. Sometimes I do stuff that doesn't go in the normal numbering. So yes, we have about 1,000 episodes, but this is episode 700 of the normal lettering. And Liz Fulda, who's a publicist who sends us some of our guests, says, congrats, you've come so far. Have we?
Yes.
And next episode will be episode 1, and then in about 12 episodes, you go back to legacy numbering.
Yeah.
And,
if DC was in charge, if DC was in charge with this, then yes, we would be doing exactly that. They're about to do another reboot. It looked like coming up. All right, Geekscapists, we'll be here. I think the next thing you're going to hear from us is Wolverine Deadpool. Wolverine, unless Baby comes. And Matt is going to be doing interviews at the booth, and I think I'm going to record.
Bring a board, so
bring a board. Let me know who you're talking to, and I'll record some bookends. And
we'll have video interviews up on Geekscape TV on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm very excited. We've got a very strong. I feel like we've got our strongest team of press people, but it is sadly missing a Derek.
It's safe. It's safe.
It sounds stronger than ever.
Nobody to beat up. And Shane, next year, let's have a base of operations in Rockin' Baja. If you can work on that, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do it. Rockin' Baja, Baja Rick's official sponsorship, the official restaurant of Geekscape.
Have like you know how some of those takeovers happen in the
Yeah.
like Sci-Fi Channel takes over something like a Hard Rock Cafe. We can do Baja, Rock and Baja right there. Mango salsa party. All right, that's what we got plans. Geekscapists. All right, go to San Diego. Have fun, and we will talk to you next time. Geekscapists. Just share this with your friends. Don't do it. See you next time. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.